Welcome to Affinity Designer. In this video, we're going to look at how you can use raster images within a design and look at how they can interact with and complement vector objects. We're going to make a poster, so I'll set up a document as an A2 press ready portrait page. The story of the poster will be of a protagonist at two stages of her life. So we'll use two photographs as the main focus of the design. All the images used in this video were available on unsplash.com at the time of recording. On the Tools panel, select the Place Image tool and navigate to the location of your image. Select it and click Open. Click on the page to bring in the photo at its default size. I'll switch on snapping using this icon on the toolbar, and then reposition and resize the image using the Move tool. Alternatively, from the File menu, select Place. Navigate to the location of your image, select it, and then click Open. And then drag on your page to set the size of the image. Now I want to crop this upper image to reveal the image underneath. But I want to do it in a more creative way than just using the vector crop tool. Instead, I'll crop it using a custom vector shape created from tracing around another image. So I'll hide these two image layers and place a third image on the page. I'll then lock it using this icon on the Layers panel, so I don't move it by mistake. I'll drop the layer's opacity to 50%, and then using the Pen tool, set to Smart Mode, I'll click at points along the photo where there is a change in direction. I'm not too worried about neatness at this point, as I'm going to reshape the curves afterward using the Node tool. So I'll select the Node tool and make the stroke much thicker using the width slider on the stroke panel. I'll then use the Node tool and its options on the context toolbar to neaten up the curves to approximately follow the image below. I'm more interested in smooth curves rather than matching the photo perfectly. Now that's complete, I'll hide the layer directly underneath and then make my other images visible once more. To crop this image to the vector shape, I simply drag the image layer onto the curve layer in the Layers panel, and hopefully you'll see the effect we're trying to achieve. I can now switch back to the Move tool and resize the curve layer and the two images, and rotating them where necessary to line them up, like so. Now we have our protagonist simultaneously in her younger and older days. I'm going to change the colour of the curve stroke to white using the Swatches panel, and also add a rectangle using the Rectangle tool between the images to hide the right side of the lower image. Next, I'm going to give this poster a title. I'll select the Artistic Text tool on the Tools panel and click once on my page and begin typing in caps, Wise Bride. You won't be able to see that, so I'll drag the edge of the object to make it larger. Then select it and change the font on the context toolbar. I've positioned the text intentionally overlapping each image, but to make the words clearer, I'm going to select the word Bride and recolour this white using the Swatches panel. Then, to show the Wise clearer, I'm going to add a rectangle and then position it just above my lowest image layer. Next, to add a little flair and give the poster an Arabian Nights feel, I'm going to add a flame to the top of the eye in Bride. I'll use the zoom tool with the Alt key pressed down to drag on the page to zoom in. From the Tools panel, click on this grey arrow to display the Shape Tools pop-up menu, and from the list select the Tier tool. Drag out the shape just above the eye, and on the Swatches panel set the stroke to none. Back on the shape, drag the red handles to give the shape a more flame-like appearance. Repeat the process to create a second, smaller flame inside the original, and then select them both in the Layers panel by clicking them with the Shift key held down. Then hold down the Alt key and on the toolbar click the Subtract icon. This will create a compound where the smaller shape is removed from the larger to give the appearance of a candle's flame. Finally, we'll instantly add colour to the poster for added impact by adding a Recolor adjustment layer. However, to ensure it sits right at the top of our stack, I'll make sure nothing is selected by pressing the Escape key. Now, on the Layers panel, select the Adjustments icon and select Recolor. In the dialog, I'm going to keep the default hue, although you can of course change it if you like. But I'm going to drop the saturation to about 90%. And there you have a poster made using the perfect blend of raster images and vector objects. Thanks for watching.